Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So what I've been doing every week is I've been picking up a different prop. I've had this for too long and haven't really concretely got anything that I'm comfortable with sharing. But this week I picked up the rings again, so I'm trying to at least get some fundamentals back into the repertoire of things that I can pick up and play around with. But that brings me back to coin magic, because if you're practicing other things, just you keep something on you that you can play around with while you're sitting on the couch, watching videos, going from place to place, something you can just do some quick things with. So today what we really want to talk about is we want to talk about three different things, pieces of the puzzle, right? And we're going to put together a small little routine for you, a small trick, if you will, with some performance pieces, right? Because we're not only talking about the physical operation of what to do with the coin, we're also talking about the magic theory that goes behind it and the three things that you want to pay attention to when you're doing magic, really of any sort. So let me walk you through something like that. So you have a coin. You want to introduce that coin in the best way possible, whatever flourish you decide to do. Now, while you're doing that, I implore you to have alternate methods and to introduce your other hand into it. So throughout the video, we're going to attempt to do this trick with both hands, inverted if you will, in reverse. Very important thing. So we have the coin here, very nice, right? Pop it up like that. It's beautiful. Take that coin, take a little step back so you can get some space, right? Whether we're down here or up here, whatever works best for you, get that coin over here and really just get some space. Get as far apart as you possibly can to make that seem like it just vanishes. But with a little bit of magic, the coin will reappear. Absolutely beautiful, right? So the three things that we're talking about there are the little pieces of the puzzle. We're talking about a flourish, we're talking about a retention, vanish, and we're talking about the muscle pass. That's it. We're talking about three fundamental things that you could interchange anything that you want, except for the muscle pass. That one's kind of important to the overall idea that we're doing here. But we're playing on a couple of different magic theory ideas. The first thing is, we're talking about practicing everything with the other hand because you want to get fluid on both sides. So in light of that, let's go ahead and attempt that. So basically we're going to start with the left hand, do a beautiful flourish down the left hand. We're far better with our right hand with that, which is pretty good. Back over to this hand. Now I did some talking where I put this into finger palm, not necessarily necessary for this particular trick. Now I do want to show you, let's see if I can pull this off with the other side. Instead of doing the retention vanish, we're going to do a French drop, right? So when we make that disappear from over here, at the moment that you pop your hand open, you're going to shoot the coin across. I am not good with the muscle pass with the left hand. I have done it, like, if you were to consider time period of how much I've done it with the left hand, days compared to the months to years that I've done it with the right hand. With the right hand, beautiful. So, and it could still use more work. But that's the idea of that particular trick. So I am a beginner level with my left hand. I'm an intermediate maybe with my right, and maybe you guys can tell me if I'm even better than that. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I just kind of go ahead and just keep practicing. Misdirection is so important, okay? Always. I'm talking up here, but I'm also doing stuff down here. So I want to draw your attention away with one hand while I'm talking so that the move can happen. Because when I do that retention and I'm over here and I'm talking, wah, but that coin is gone, that was a very poor, I don't know what happened there. I got caught on my hand. That hurt a little bit. So, and then you just kind of do a little bit of misdirection and you make that coin just kind of appear. So that's kind of the concept there, which leads into the next thing, the third magic theory principle that I am a broken record when I talk about this, the continuation of the narrative. You can't stop in between. So if you were going to do this with the one hand for a performance piece, but you didn't want to drop it into the left hand, you could just regain that coin over here, show it there, drop it into that hand with a shuttle pass of some sort, or just, the old method of put your thumb on it, whatever works for you, and then you're instantly going into that reveal as this hand is just opening up. That's really, because for here, this hand is natural, right? You're just opening up that hand for this catch move, right? You're catching it on the table as you rub the coin out. So continuation of the narrative means that your hands aren't pausing in the middle, because as I point out all the time, if I were to take this coin in a natural, real setting, not magic, because we know, as far as real magic, I'm not, not that level. Just saying, the illusion of sleight of hand and the retention that we want to grab the after image for the eyes and all that. As soon as you open this hand up, they know it's not there. So what you want to do is you want to get into a position to continue the narrative, because if you just open it here and then, oh, it's over here, it's not magic. What you want to do is, that's the first step of saying, I've put it over here, I've opened the hand, I know it's not there. So it must be in the other hand. Nope, it's right there. So as you're turning that over and catching, you definitely don't want the sound to happen. But you want to get into a good position of just making that coin now appear under that hand. And basically, I would say this. You want an A, B, and C story, and you want to be in control of the narrative. So even if they're following what you're doing, you want to be in front of it. You don't want them to be guessing the next moves. So if you're making that magical moment happen at the end where they're like, whoa, where'd that coin come from? That's what's happening. Your first step is introducing the coin. That's the beginning. Hello, I have a coin, and I'm going to be doing some magic with this coin. Yeah, let's take a close look at this coin. This is B, right? This is the part where you're like, haha, the first vanish. But if we really look, you're thinking the coin is over here when it's been in that hand the entire time. So that story, that's your finish, that's your C. That's the moment where you showed the hand empty, and then you created this moment where you can show this hand clean, and then now you're showing this hand for the finale. So those three things that we talked about practicing a flourish of some kind. I go with the coin roll, introducing your coin. The second part of that is introducing the plot, which is that you're making the coin vanish, and then of course you're making it reappear. Circular motions, right? You're doing that with the flourish, retention, vanish of some kind. Obviously, if you're doing a vanish that they see, that it's more convincing. That one wasn't as great. I did it pretty good the one time there. So it's gone. This is the hand you thought it was in, but it was actually in this hand the whole time. That's similar to a trick that you learn when you first start, which is the toss and grab, where you're just quickly relying on that framework of the eyes to blink and miss it, right? When you ask them a question of saying, so have you seen magic before? Have you seen this trick before? Yeah. The guy probably had the coin over here, but it was actually over here the whole time. Something along those lines. You ask him a question. The misdirection is so important. That's the magic theory aspect. Practice, practice, practice. Practice with both hands. Practice while you're out and about in the world. Carry that coin around with you and just practice the muscle pass. There's the move where you're like, oh, it's the reverse of the, oh, that was, didn't have enough depth. You know what I'm saying? Because it just looked, Either way, practice with both hands, so important, but practice, 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 even with just the one hand. Misdirection is so important. Learn how to choreograph your moves with your body movements and your speech. Don't be afraid to move around. Don't be afraid to profile. This is your profile view. As you accentuate, maybe you have different audience members, show them the coin. Let them look at the coin. Let them hold on to the coin. Have you seen somebody do the coin roll? It's a beautiful little way to warm up the hands and the coin. As you can see, I haven't practiced as much with my left as with my right, but that's okay, because we're not going to need the left hand all that much here for this particular trick, which is a blatant lie for some of it, because obviously when you Just remember, my left hand's a little bit clumsy, right? It always loses the coin. There it is. It's a little clumsy. And then it appears. So that, and then you want to continue the narration of the story, that you're choreographing all of your moves. You're having a beginning, middle, and end. Introduction of the prop. Then you want to have the plot of the story, which is the disappearing coin. And then the coin is going to reappear in the same place that it supposedly disappeared from for the finale. So take all these things with you as you go out into the wild, or you're in your closet, or wherever it happens to be where you practice your magic, and just keep it going. Just keep that stuff going. Thank you, everybody, and remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.